We're
Alrighty.
live.
Here we go.
Harley, how are you feeling,
Uh,
buddy?
I'm excited. I'm trying to get into this schedule, man. It just came out about 60 seconds ago. So here we go. Texans, NFL, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. I am one part of your host, Ruben Calavillo. I am joined by my second part, Harley, the man himself, Duke. And before we get into the schedule, yesterday, Houston Texans and then Shaq Mason. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely hyped about it. You locked up your offensive line. Besides right tackle, you have the rest of your offensive line locked up till 2025, 2026, the duration of your quarterback, CJ Stroud. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Excited about that. We are gonna get it going. I'm trying to share what the Houston Texans shared because everyone's hype, bro. And you know what? Shout out to the Houston Texans media team for the job they've been doing marketing this Houston Texans because it's like it's the excitement just keep on growing and growing.
Yeah, it does. It does. They've done a fantastic job up to today's weird AI tweet. That was fucking dumb.
It was. Let's go here. Let's see. Hardy, do you see it on the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's react to this Houston Texans season schedule, man.
Since you wanna ride, let me show you what to do.
All wall, baby.
Real low, right around in the south. Yeah, you know what's going down. Yeah, I'm riding.
Okay. We got week 15, week 17, Tennessee Titans.
I'm a bad dog,
Browns.
scratching at your
They
door.
got the slabs out there.
Okay.
Oh, they shot the week 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Jets.
Yeah, the New York Jets.
14.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. Week 3, Jags. Week 8, Panthers. Week 6, New Orleans Saints. That bird shit.
Oh, okay. Week 1, I can believe it.
Yeah, I'm riding. Real low, right around in the south. Yeah, you know what's going down. Yeah, I'm riding.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see if I can.
Run it down for us, Harley.
So I don't got everything yet, but week 1 at Baltimore.
Mm,
Week 2, Colts. Week 3, Jags. Week 4, Pittsburgh. Week 5 at Falcons. Week 6, Saints. I
mm.
could be wrong somewhere along 2, 3, or 4 because I don't know which one was a road game. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. Do.
I'm waiting for it to
Okay.
be pulled up here, man. That was a
Yeah,
very interesting video by the Houston
I
Texans.
liked it.
Like
Very H
too.
Town. Very H Town. I loved it. Week
Yeah,
1 to Baltimore, man.
they got the slabs on. Man, I'm just excited, dude. This
Me
is
too. Me too.
this is what you've been waiting for as a fan, right? And it just keeps on going to show that this team, man, they're committed to winning, and it's finally good to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped about it. I don't have a problem. I'm ecstatic as a Texans fan. Oh no, where did he go? Oh no, oh no. Guess I'm running it solo now. Jesus Christ, what happened, bud? What happened? I'm trying to find out these games real quick. So bear with me, guys, as Ruben just left. I don't know what happened. So let's see. Week 14 was at the Jets. Then we got week 9 was the Bucks. So write that down right there. I don't know where he went to. I don't know where he went to, guys. I'm so sorry. This is not right. Should I leave? Should I come back? We're live. Buddy's gonna have to figure it out, if you know what I mean. Got the block party. So week 3 is Jacksonville, and that was at Jacksonville. Hey, there we go.
Man, bro, this happened to me last week when remember how we were just chatting and it kicked me out?
Oh yeah, true, 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 true,
Yeah,
true.
no, I do apologize for that, Harley. What the hell were you saying, buddy?
I'm just trying to figure out this schedule right now as I'm writing it down. Let's see here. Week 10 is at Cincinnati. Okay.
Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens is going to be absolutely tough.
Yeah, that's a tough way to start out. Week 2 is going to be the Colts.
Mm,
And that's your first home game. First home game. You're facing Indy.
mm.
Could we have a potential CJ Stroud Anthony Richardson matchup?
Love to see it.
That's not too bad of a week to face the Colts.
Mm,
If it is Anthony Richardson, not a bad week to face them. You do face them as your last game of the season at
mm.
Indy. So that right there can I don't know if that'll mean anything. The Colts, I'm not buying a lot of stock into them. Week 13 is the Broncos, which is here. Okay.
Aaron Wilson put out the schedule. Which weeks do you need?
Good, good. Um well, I'm already close to writing it down anyway. So 6 was the Saints. You could go ahead and share it if you want.
Yeah, so this is how it starts, right? We go at Baltimore week 1 on the road. CJ Stroud, first game, very tough. Week 2, like you mentioned, Indianapolis Colts AR-15 versus CJ Stroud. That's going to be an interesting matchup for the Houston Texans. Week 3, at Jacksonville Jaguars, CJ Stroud goes against Sunshine. Week 4 will be Pittsburgh Steelers. They are coming to Houston, right? We heard John McClain say that they should honor J.J. Watt that game. I definitely agree. Then we are going to the Atlanta Falcons in Week 5. Then finish it off against the New Orleans Saints right before the bye. When I look at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, Harley,
Hell yes.
the
Hell yes.
only team that scares me is the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay,
That's
looking
about
at
it.
the first 6 games, starting at Baltimore is a yikes. Like that's
Yes.
a huge whoa. Okay. But I love it because
It's a
when I look
test.
at it like this, you're gonna see how good this Texans team is real quick. You're gonna see if they're good, they're bad, if they can compete against a really good team that should be in the playoffs. I am not against it whatsoever. I love you're on the road week 1, rookie against solid defense. Lamar Jackson, former MVP. Zay Flowers is there. OBJ is there. Hey, bring it on, man. I'm ready for it.
No, that's a very I think we had the third easiest schedule. I think that was
Yeah, something like that.
what's been tweeted out there. So I love the first couple of games. After the bye week, it is Bryce Young against CJ Stroud opening up, going to Carolina. I hope that's a Sunday night game. Then after that, November 5th, week 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 10 at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Then we have 3 straight home games against the Arizona Cardinals, November 19th, Jacksonville Jaguars, November 26th, and then December, week 13, the Denver Broncos. That's a man, bro. Dude, this schedule does not look hard at all. Okay.
Not too much.
Then we have 2 away games after the 3 home game stretch. Week 14 at the New York Jets. Week
Oof.
15 at the Tennessee Titans. Here's where it gets interesting. Christmas Eve. The booty hole bandit himself returns to NRG. And if you think that matchup last year was, there was some hype around it, just wait now. There's a franchise quarterback in the building. There's a new head coach in the building. We are going to be excited to go against Deshaun Watson again.
Looking at
December
it
30,
right now.
December 31st, New Year's Eve, Tennessee Titans at home. Shout out to the Texans for getting a lot of the holidays at home. And then to wrap it up, at Indianapolis. It says to be determined. That might be a
Mm.
game that switched to a Saturday or something like that. We don't know. But that is the 2023 schedule for our Houston Texans. And honestly, man, uh, I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard not to, because when I look at the schedule, I look at, yeah, there's a lot of teams who are struggling just like we are. And I don't know how many games we lost by, like, what, a touchdown in the first 4 games. I think it was the first 4 weeks. You could have won each one of those games by,
It's
you
true.
know,
It's true.
more than a touchdown. What is a better coach Houston Texans team gives you?
A ton, man. Like I said, way back when. Look, getting D'Amico Ryans was a full reset button for this franchise. Now teams are looking at you like, okay, Houston Texans, national media has garnered some attention towards us too. Hey, Houston Texans, they're here now.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to the NFL, because the last 2 years we took a hiatus with David Coley and Lovie Smith. When is our bye week? I was happy to hear it when you were talking about it. The bye week is week 7. You can't have it
Right
pretty
back
much.
to where it always is.
Awesome. That's awesome. You always want it halfway through the season. You're going to be home for the Saints week 6, bye week, so no travel, no nothing. They're staying home right after that Saints win, by the way. Saints win. Okay. This is fun, man. It's fun looking at it. Fully dissecting this. You don't got no primetime games.
That we know of.
As of right now, you don't have no primetime games. I'm looking at it on the Texans Twitter. They posted the schedule. A lot of 12 o'clock games. Your 3 o'clock game will be week 13 against the Broncos. And after that, that
Pretty
is
much.
it.
Yeah.
Unless the Colts, that's to be determined. We don't know what could happen there. But the Colts, at the end of the day, I don't expect a lot out of them. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? So,
No, man. And when I look at this, this home battle for the Houston Texans, the Colts twice, the Pittsburgh Steelers, you just mentioned the Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Cardinals, Jags, and Broncos are coming to town in Cleveland. The Houston Texans might be very good at home, Harley. This schedule is favoring the Houston Texans, and so far, everything this offseason has gone right for this squad.
yeah, that feels tough to say from where it ended on week 18.
Feel scared to say, bro.
But actually, yeah, you got the best head coach on the market. You arguably went out there and got some of a pretty solid free agency group. Was not bad at all. I was a little upset at it, but we ended strong with it, ending with a Devil Singletary and a Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
And you go to the draft. And with all the cloudy rumors and all the murk and the disgusting, you don't know what's going to happen with the Texans on draft night, they say, we got you. Got him. They got us all, and arguably drafted quarterback 1 in CJ Stroud, and then the best player in the draft in Will Anderson. I mean, you can't get any much better than that to get you hyped for an upcoming season. The Houston Texans. Ooh.
What are you going to say?
This is going to be a fun year.
It wants to come out, Harley. I know you want to say it.
I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic.
Bro.
It's glad. Like, I know fans are gonna be like, slow your roll, No. I'm tired of slowing my roll. I'm tired of being ass. Okay, I'm tired of losing. Okay, it's good to be optimistic about this team. They have made moves prior to it to justify why fans should have optimism. So yes, have that hope. I understand we're Houston sports. I get it. We're a train wreck at times. I understand that. Okay, we were a hamstring away of going to the NBA Finals. Like, there's all kinds of things. We were down 24-0 we were up 24-0 against the Chiefs and let that roll down. You go all the way back to the Oilers in 35-3. You go way back in 1984, 1983 with Hakeem Olajuwon and the Phi Slamma Jamma choking to NC State. Houston sports has not been nice to any fan with Rockets, Astros, Texans. I don't know who else other than the Comets got taken away. They went 4 in a row to start off. So Houston sports is not pretty, but I'm telling. Oh,
I saw that.
Did my screen go away? Oh, there we go.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
No, bro. Why you bring up the Rockets? You know we're not allowed to talk about them.
No, we're Texans guys. We can't talk about the Rockets.
Keep it on, man. But no, Houston sports. We need something.
We do.
And so far, right? Because here's the thing: how how hype we are right now, how excited we are for the season. We weren't like this after that Week 18 win.
Not many.
It felt like we were on a you play to win the game posse out there, and I get that, but the slippery slope which could have happened to this team, where you lost the number 1 overall pick, you're about to fire Lovie Smith. Don't forget, he didn't make it on the plane home, Harley. It was immediately gone after that game.
Mm-hmm.
Then the press conference they held 2 days later, Nick Caserio said it 3 to 4 times. If I don't do a good job, I won't be here next year.
Yeah.
That was the way we were going. And, and we all had these conversations, in like the chats about, bro, this Houston Texans team is about to go on something where we just can't get out of it. And it was only one person who could get it right, and that was Nick Caserio. All eyes were on him. D'Amico Ryans wasn't even in the building at that moment. And to flash forward, like you mentioned, the hottest coaching candidate in D'Amico, a very surprising, not surprising, but the free agency class we wanted more, but we were excited for it. You see Frank, you see Frank say 10 wins. Man, with the amount of excitement that we are seeing, why not, bro?
Bring that ass over here. Bring that ass over here.
It is hard not to be very optimistic about this team.
Yeah, it's tough. When you look at it, Week 1 at Baltimore, that should be a tough game. I expect a loss.
Okay, let's run it down.
I expect a loss Week 1 at Baltimore. I really do.
Okay,
But what I hope to see from that game is competitiveness. I need to see them compete with the Ravens from the first quarter to almost, I understand you're probably not going to play all full 4 quarters. I get that. You're a young team, okay? New head coach, first day, on the job as a head coach. CJ Stroud's first game, presumably he should be the starter. Imagine rolling out Case Keenum Week 1. Oh, Jesus.
You have already some people asking for that, man. They don't want to see CJ Stroud take that L in Week 1.
Fuck that. God, man, you're the number 2 overall pick. Okay, buddy, look. Man, you got to do that thing, okay? You got to go out there and run it out for me. We don't got nothing else, all right? So Week 1 at Baltimore is a little scary. It's a little scary, especially to start off the year. Maybe a little like, man, what if the Ravens whoop our ass and deflate the season a little bit? Doesn't happen, though. I don't think that happens. I think they're competitive. At the end, the Ravens pull away because they're the better team.
So you guys starting off 0-1, which fair. I have us like that too. Week 2, first home game. Not only is it the first home game of D'Amico Ryan. D'Amico Ryan. It is the first game of CJ Stroud, of Will Anderson. This is the first game of these players who were here last year who want to get on the next page, on the next level. I think the Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts.
Hell, yeah. I feel like
statement win.
Yeah, I think so too. I really do. Come on. If I saw a David Coley-led Texans win their Week 1 game against the shitty Jaguars in a crazy beatdown of a game, then I can see this Texan team beat the crap out of the Colts Week 2. I really do think that's going to happen. I really do expect a beatdown in Week 2 that the Texans dish out on the Colts. A little bit of a welcome to the NFL for CJ Stroud, Will Anderson. That will be Week 1. Week 2 will be welcome to H-Town, Will Anderson, CJ Stroud. I think they have a monster game for you Week 2.
Speaking of that, man, I was watching the Elite 11 for CJ Stroud.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
for anyone who hasn't watched that, it's 3 years ago. Go, you see him as a kid. And it just made me like him even more. He was not even invited, to that whole thing. Gets the invite last minute, wins the whole MVP. You see his process throughout the whole Elite 11, and go watch that. Even Will Anderson too. I went back, and the more I look back on these two players, man, of CJ Stroud and Will Anderson, the more I believe that these two are going to be game changing for this franchise.
Yeah, definitely believe that. Especially for Will Anderson. I do have my doubts on CJ Stroud.
Mm.
I can't let that up. Just because he's a Texan, I understand my bias will take over. But people would call me a hypocrite because they're going to be like, "Well, Harley, you weren't that big of a CJ Stroud supporter." No, I wasn't. Okay,
No, I
but I
wasn't either. I was
always,
Bryce.
yeah, but my biggest thing I always said is I would still take him at 2
Yep.
because of the system you have. And I definitely feel like this system for someone of the caliber of CJ Stroud, I mentioned to you already, he
Mm-hmm.
should be better than TJ Yates. He should be better than a Brock Purdy. He should be better than a Matt Schaub. Like, he has on paper, he should be better than those quarterbacks who, 2 out of the 3 of them had success in this system.
Yep.
Okay. So CJ Stroud in this system takes away my doubts at him at quarterback.
No. First 2 games, we see the Houston Texans going 1-1. Week 3 at Jacksonville, a very tough game. I do think it is competitive. However, I don't see the Houston Texans pulling this week 3 matchup off. I do think it is close though, but I think this is the matchup where the Houston Texans say, yeah, we're not like the team we were the past 2 years. I think this is a dogfight. The Texans are very successful at Jacksonville, right? Hey, Davis Mills, what is he undefeated against? Undefeated against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Up until last year, okay, the Jaguars didn't beat us for I think like 8
10
years.
games straight.
Yeah, something like that. 8 games. That's what I meant to say. 8 games straight or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, like that. That's pretty ungodly. Okay, and that's the reason why I'm gonna pick them to win this game.
No,
It's gonna be a drag out, full on fight. I really do believe that. But I
Okay.
think
Hot take.
I really do believe. I've already said this already in the Clutch City Chronicles podcast, man. But I do truly believe the Texans, and I could agree with you too. I could go either way on this
Yeah.
game, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm gonna lean a W here. I'm gonna go to history, and history says we whoop the shit out of Jacksonville every time at Jacksonville. You can keep screaming Duval all you freaking want. We're gonna whoop that ass. Like a 23-20 game. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good one. I'd be shocked if it's a blowout for either way.
Fucking hold on, I was gonna say something, and then Frank said this start Mills game 3, bro. Dude, if we beat Jacksonville week 3, I'm telling you we're going to the playoffs. I'm telling you we're going to the playoffs. I'm saying we went into Jacksonville's territory after where they had an amazing comeback against the Chargers, and we whip your ass, right? And it's not only CJ, it's D'Amico, it's Will Anderson, sack and sunshine 2 times. Like, if the Houston Texans pull it off, Harley, we are going to the playoffs. I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid, man, but it's hard not to. It's hard not to. And then week 4 matchup, Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. I don't know how you feel about Kenny Pickett. He doesn't scare me. This is a win for the Houston Texans right here.
This is where I get a little controversial.
Go ahead.
I think the Steelers do beat us.
How bad?
No, not bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game. But I can see us beating the Steelers. Look, Kenny Pickett doesn't scare me. It's not Kenny Pickett. Okay?
He wears gloves, man.
It's not Kenny Pickett. Okay. People that wear gloves to throw the football playing flag football. Like, come on.
Hey,
And there's
hey,
no disrespect to flag. I love
hey,
flag. We were a part of the flag football team, okay? Rise and grind.
hey,
You know what I'm
hey.
saying?
Let us put those flags back on his
Hey, watch
rap,
out.
bro.
Hey, watch out, bro. And but I do believe Mike Tomlin coach team. The Steelers are a good team overall. Like besides just Kenny Pickett, who played average for them last year, and sometimes below average, and sometimes he had some highs. They still didn't have a losing record. I want to say
No.
they still. I mean, it's Mike Tomlin. It's going to be a tough game for the Texans. Very tough game. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna say it's a loss here. The high of that Jacksonville game, and then you're gonna get put down a little bit with this Steelers game. I really do. Could be an upsetting loss at home a little bit. I could see that.
Yeah, to me, it was if you lose a very close game to Jacksonville, you enter the Pittsburgh Steelers game very high.
Yeah.
As much as I don't think, like I said, Kenny Pickett is him. When you're coached by Mike Tomlin, you have a chance in every single NFL game. That is going to be an interesting matchup. Then I think we see the first blowout for the Houston Texans against the Atlanta Falcons.
Blowout in one way.
Like we shut down Bijan. We shut down Desmond Ritter. I don't give a hell who Kyle Pitts says. Jalen Petrie is going to knock his ass out as soon as he crosses it. I think this is the first blowout for the Houston Texans. Let's not forget the last time Atlanta was in town. There was a wide receiver, Will Fuller, go off for like 253 tutties.
Jesus Christ.
This is the first blowout for the Houston Texans.
Wow. I'm a lot higher with the Atlanta Falcons.
Whoa, okay.
I am. The defense, what they've done defensively, revamped defense. They've added a lot of pieces to that defense. Grabbing a Jeff Okuda, getting Calais Campbell, getting Bud Dupree. These are solid names to add onto that defense with an already AJ Terrell on there. That secondary should be very good. They got Johnny Bates from the Cincinnati Bengals as well. Like they have another safety on there from Central Florida. And this could be the Falcon fan at my job talking to me in my ear right now. But, oh, man, it's the Falcons are going to be a tough one. And this is why I said we were going to get controversial here when they entered the Steelers. I see back-to-back losses. I do.
Harley, as much as you said you were excited, you have us starting off the first 5 games 2-3, one loss against the Ravens, and 2 back-to-back Steelers and Falcons. That to me, bro, kills the damn excitement. Not excitement, but
early woes of a young football team. You are
okay,
early.
but answer me this: are they close wins, or are they? We still show oh yes, this is a team that only won 7 games in the past 2 years. New head coach, new rookie QB. No, I can definitely see it, man.
I can see it too, okay? And I could see us beating the Falcons, all right? I'm not, again, these are a lot of coin flip kind of games. We won't know what to expect until the week of, okay? But Arthur Smith is there. He got himself his B. John Robinson. He's got a Cordero Patterson, and he's got a Tyler Algier, who no one talks about. Tyler Algier is a solid running back for them. That's a 3-headed monster right there. You got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, and Desmond Ritter every week at the end of the year for the Falcons got better as the season got along. All he has to do is, again, Arthur Smith. Exactly. Arthur Smith is taking the template that worked in Tennessee and trying to see if it could work in Atlanta. And last year, it didn't look so hot for them. But adding a Bijan that early, you got a Kyle Pitts, you got a Drake London, Desmond Ritter's got to play average football. Don't turn the ball over. The defense is really revamped. This can pose a little trouble for the Texans. I could see 2-3.
How you see 2-3, Harley? How do you feel about these?
Oh, they're not bad. They're fine.
All right, I'm gonna be giving these away right now. No, I'm playing, bro. These are my boys. I know, but 2-3, I absolutely know. If you telling me, hey, the first 5 games right before the bye week, which is against the Saints, you're 2-3. I'm saying, all right, that's still miles ahead of what the Houston Texans were. I can see, yeah, that is what I will expect this franchise to be at. But then you have them at week 6 before the bye. New Orleans Saints come into town. How do you feel about that one?
I feel a win. I do.
I feel a
And
win too.
I feel a win. I really do. And yeah, I can see Stingley locking down Drake London. I can see that. But I feel a win with the New Orleans Saints. I really do. You got Derek Carr there. What is going on with my computer? Okay, there we go. You got Derek Carr there, new quarterback. You're going to them at week 6. It's going to be here at home. I could see a win here. The Saints aren't. The Saints are going to be a weird team. I don't know what to expect from the Saints. I really don't. But I feel like it's a win. The defense it's okay. Dennis Allen to me isn't a good head coach. I think he shouldn't be a head coach. I really don't think so. I don't take him seriously at all. Adding Derek Carr, yeah, I mean, adding Derek Carr is a good thing for them. But is Alvin Kamara going to play? Is Michael Thomas going to be hurt by that time? There's a lot of question marks with the Saints team, and a lot of those can be, yes, Alvin Kamara is playing, yes, Michael Thomas is playing, and in the defense, if it goes back to the way it used to be playing, this Saints team can be scary and could pose a threat to the Texans. But as of right now, there's no absolutes with them. There's a lot of question marks. I'm seeing a win right now with the Texans and the Saints.
Entering the bye week, the Duganator has us 3-3. 64 people inside the stream right now. Drop some W's in the chat, guys. Follow Harley on Twitter at @the_lead_Houston. Follow me on Twitter at 713HSP. Now, after the bye, this is the matchup we all want to see. The number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, against the number 2 overall CJ Stroud. And this time, we are in Bryce Young City in Carolina. What is your Harley? Choose your next words carefully. After the bye,
man, I don't know what to expect here. I really
thank you. I thought you were gonna say for sure win. Okay.
I don't know what to expect.
Carolina, so much fun.
When I saw Carolina, what was it, 2 years ago? And they had just traded for Sam Darnold, and they started off the year red hot. And I'm thinking, man, Carolina.
Were they 3-1?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 3-1, about to be 4, like so close to 4-0.
Yes, they looked really good. And when I think about it, Carolina has a really good overall team.
Yeah.
But since then, you've lost to Christian McCaffrey. I know, I'm just trying to figure him out a little bit. I need to see. I don't know much about their offensive line. That's one thing I need to know. I don't know how good their offensive line is. I would have to study a lot more into Carolina. But because I don't know much about them,
okay,
I'm going to say that CJ Stroud finally
beats Bryce Young.
I think it's going to happen.
And the reason why we say finally is because all throughout, because these two, they've been friends for years. But if you go back and watch those Elite 11s, CJ Stroud is not really beating Bryce Young. Bryce Young was also favored. He was chose to win the MVP very high. And like I mentioned, CJ wasn't even on the list. This has been a constant battle for CJ Stroud, not even getting any offers from Ohio State. His best friend had to put him on. CJ Stroud, I think, is going to be, is going to take this one personal. And I think after the bye week, like you said, we are coming off of a very good win off the Saints. We are home.
Yeah.
And what better than to reassure the Houston Texans fandom than beating the number 1 overall pick in his home, in his city?
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. It's going to be a huge road game to go 4-3. this part of the season,
You're
you're gonna
screaming.
have you're gonna have a lot of fans, us, of course, hyped to be 4-3 with the way the rest of this schedule is kind of shaping up. It's looking pretty good right now.
Then this is where I think the Houston Texans might go back-to-back W's against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 5-3 in D'Amico Ryan's first 8 games as a Houston Texans head coach. Tampa Bay losing Tom Brady. They traded away Shaq Mason. Thank you for him.
Mm-hmm.
Extended him $36 million contract, which he absolutely deserves. 1 sack allowed last year, top 10 guard in pass protection in the run game. I think this is an easy win for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is one of the games that is going to tend towards an easy win.
Mm,
Probably your first easy win of the season. I really do. Tampa Bay doesn't pose much of a threat for me. Baker Mayfield doesn't do a lot for me. The defense is somewhat lackluster. And then losing to Shaq Mason depends on who else is there for the Buccaneers. How much is that team going to be fully sold on that part of the season if they're, let's say, they only got 2 wins entering that week, or 1 win
yeah.
entering that week. That team is definitely a bottom 5 team, in my opinion.
Christopher Rossi is being very successful. And Saints, Panthers, Bucks, the Houston Texans are on a 3-win ring streak with the bye week thrown in the middle. Then the Houston Texans play against the team with Super Bowl aspirations. That is the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know about you, Harley. I see this here as a loss for our Houston Texans.
Yeah, I could see you know what? I'm going to say a loss. I am going to agree. But I saw this Houston Texan team last year compete against playoff teams that they shouldn't have been competing with. And you can make the case that did those teams take us seriously at the end of the year? I'm talking about the Cowboys and then the Chiefs game right back to back.
Well,
You can
shit,
make
we smacked them in the mouth, so they had to pay attention to us.
you can make the case that they didn't take us seriously entering that game. And so, you know, I do believe though the Texans are going to take the L here.
Mm,
But I could see us being somewhat competitive. Maybe a similar game to like the Baltimore Ravens,
mm.
and where you compete for 3 quarters, and then the better team at the end pulls away. Or I could see it the other way around, where the Bengals are just whooping us by halftime, and the Texans storm back in the second half, and like typical Houston sports fashion, get your hopes up with a last minute 1 minute drive by CJ Stroud, and he just comes up short. Maybe a Fairbairn missed field goal to where
Mm.
all the fans get upset at Fairbairn, and so I don't mind it, but yeah, I definitely expect a loss here. I can't see a universe where we beat the Bengals.
If you beat the Bengals at this point of the season, when stuff's about to get really, you're trying to make the playoffs, you're trying to help your standings, that would be an absolute staple win for the Houston Texans. Then you have 3 home games in a row. Now, I think the Houston Texans win 2 out of the 3. The first one, after the Bengals, we play against the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know how you feel about that one, Harley, but I think this one is an ugly game. And I think the Houston Texans win this game by a field goal.
Yeah, I could see that too.
An ugly
Uh,
win.
Man, I don't know what to expect from Carolina.
You don't.
I don't know what to get
Pew,
from them.
pew, pew, pew,
God,
pew. What?
that dumbass. I can't believe he was almost the head coach of our team. I feel like we dodged a bullet, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I don't know. But the Cardinals are a weird team. Kyler Murray, I don't know what to expect from him at all. Kyler Murray just doesn't give me a lot of excitement as a
No.
fan. I look at the team overall, and they still have Hopkins. Is he going to be traded by this time? I mean, this is week 11. He probably isn't on the team maybe at this time. We could hope so. And if there's no DeAndre Hopkins, okay, well then who's Stingley going to lock down then?
Yeah.
What other receiver do they got?
None.
Dort. Don't they got a guy named Dort or something? um, from Wake Forest, because I remember John was telling me to pick him up in fantasy, which that didn't work out for me. Dortch, I think his name was. So I'm trying to figure out what do the Cardinals got? What do they got? And as of right now, yeah, I'm gonna slate this as a W.
Slide it as a W. I think so too. You hit it right on the net. The Cardinals. There's too much unknowns,
Mhm.
and Jonathan Gannon. He just after seeing that pew pew, bro, it just made me not like the guy.
Yeah.
After a very hard, tough win against the Arizona Cardinals, it is the second time we faced the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Harley, you said we won the first matchup.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the second matchup? This time they are in the H.
Um, Look, I feel better about our team around week 12 in
Mm.
terms of cohesion and everyone together. But I also am going to feel really good about this Jaguars team around week 12 too.
Mhm.
Because I did say we were going to win the first game at Jacksonville, I expect the Jaguars to try to take one here in Houston. And I do expect a loss here just because I'm going to have them split with Jacksonville regardless.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise us at all. Jaguars, everyone's expecting them to just roll through this division. And I think with the Houston Texans, right, we might give them a little bit of trouble. After Jacksonville, it is the Denver Broncos. Now, you're talking about a team that you don't know what you're going to expect from. What does Sean Payton and Russell Wilson do together? Obviously, you're expecting a resurgence in the Denver Broncos offense, but once again, I do not know what to expect from this Denver team because we almost beat. If it is not for a Brandon Cooks drop touchdown, we beat this Denver Broncos team.
I don't know what to expect from them.
Mm.
I really don't. I'm looking at Sean Payton here now with Russell Wilson. I want to say Russell Wilson goes back to doing Russell Wilson type things.
But we
Like
don't know.
I don't know though. I don't. Like I feel like that was such a fluke year for him last year, but there is substantial evidence that he'd fallen off.
And he's corny.
I don't like him at all. I don't like him personally. He's very corny, dangerous. Wilson, what is it, Mister? Uh,
Broncos country.
yeah,
That's right.
that's right. Like what did he do on Instagram? I forgot what it was, Mister
He
Untouchable or Relevant or
when
something like that.
when he first came out in the Denver Broncos practice, he did a fake tunnel handshake, right? Where he just
Yeah,
put his hands. You don't have to do that. The cameras are watching. You're
him
a
on
$200 million quarterback. You don't got to be
yeah,
extra.
exactly. I mean, him on the sidelines when they had him all mic'd up, and then he's telling his offense to yell what play it is for the defense. Yell if it's a pass. Tell them it's a pass. Help them out, guys.
That's
Tell
high
them if
school
it's a
stuff,
run.
man.
Yeah, that's high school stuff, man. That's middle school football. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? This isn't. I don't like them, but I will say because I don't know what the Broncos are, and I expect Russell Wilson to be something
Mm.
this year. Sean Payton, this Broncos team isn't that bad. They still have a really good defense.
Yep.
They lost what's his name, Evero, the defensive coordinator. They ended up losing him.
Pedro Evero.
Which I was a huge fan of. Very underrated future head coach in this league, probably next year. So I love him, but he's gone. But that defense still was a top 10 defense. And they traded away Bradley Chubb,
Yep.
who was their best pass rusher. So this team, I still believe, is a good team. And it's all going to depend on what in the fuck are you going to get from Russell Wilson this year? If you're going to get the crap you saw last year, chalk it up as a W. But I'm going to say a loss because I'm going to have some respect from what I've seen from a Super Bowl champ in Russell Wilson, from what I've seen in Sean Payton. I don't know what to expect from him taking a lapse, but he's back. Oh, no, I expect a loss. I'm not going to go high on here.
Back-to-back losses against Jacksonville and Denver. The Duganator has us at. Then I have us losing again against the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, I think he is going to put the league on notice. Hardy, I have a special place for Aaron Rodgers in my heart, and I think he's going to do fantastic things over there in New York. And I think this is a L for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. It's going to be a great game because of Robert Saleh, D'Amico Ryans. Both head coaches are going to embrace each other. You're going to have a lot of rumors, storylines around both of
Hmm.
them and how they work together in San Francisco. That's going to be great to see. Okay, they're going to have a little moment. And then the moment will end, and then the Jets will probably whoop our ass.
Yeah,
I don't like that we're facing the Jets at week 14.
I
I
would have
would have
loved
thought,
in week 1 or week 2 or
yeah, you
3.
know, like if we faced them first 4 games of the season where Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be doing Aaron Rodgers like things and he's not comfortable in that system, you're looking at week 14. He's going to know exactly how to run that system inside out. And I do, like you, I'm agreeing. I expect a big year out of him. He cut the hair. He looked professional on the press conference when the trade happened. He looks ready to have a little maybe a 2 years in the NFL where he's really going to try to be that guy again, and try to get them back to where they once were. He mentioned Super Bowls.
Mm.
Super Bowl, at least, not plural.
Then the Houston Texans play the Tennessee Titans twice in 3 weeks. After we lost to the Jets, I think the Houston Texans they handle Will Levis. I think I think Will Anderson sacks him, and his celebration will be he pulls out a tub of mayonnaise from his pants and just dumps it all in Will Anderson's fucking helmet for even just giving us that video of him putting mayonnaise in his coffee, bro. I think the Texans 2-0 against the Tennessee Titans. I don't even want to talk about the Titans. The way they disrespected the Houston Oilers on draft weekend was absolutely disrespectful. McCourty wasn't even a Tennessee Titan for more than 2 years of his career.
I don't know. I was like, why is the New England Patriot talking crap?
I,
Who
I
is
was like,
this
who
guy?
is? I was like, that's not McCourty, is it?
It didn't make no sense whatsoever. I'm like, dude, who is this guy right now? I'm not. I'm not getting into this. I'm not getting into no fucking McCourty. I don't give a like. Give me Kevin Byard. Give me Keith Bullock, former linebacker for the Titans. Give me someone that's been there.
You
Give me an
could give
Eddie
me
George.
what was his name? The one who was taking selfies, right? Zach Mettenberger. Give me Zach Mettenberger for the Tennessee Titans.
And then J.J. Watt Saxon. Yeah, I expect. I do expect Will Levis to be the quarterback around this time for the Titans. I really do. And I don't think they have a good year. I like Mike Vrabel. I really do. The defense is starting to go down a little bit now. I do like that they extended Jeffrey Simmons. Good job on that. They still have Kevin Byard, really good safety for them. After that,
Nothing else.
okay, I'm seeing a lot of holes afterwards. They haven't been the same since they traded AJ Brown.
Nope.
Like that's not the same team anymore.
Traylon
I
Burks is a bust.
respect. He did not look good at all last year. I respect Mike Vrabel. I knew he was going to be a head coach, a good head coach. He just screamed like a better head coach than a defensive coordinator kind of guy. Derrick Henry is still there. Is he going to be traded at some point during the season? Like there was a lot of rumors the Eagles were going to get him. They ended up going DeAndre Swift. So the Titans, will they even have Derrick Henry at this time? Or is he going to be healthy at this time? Injuries are going to come up for a factor with him in the amount of tread he has. I expect the Texans to take two from Tennessee.
2 from Tennessee. I agree with you. After the first Tennessee game, it is the rematch. And it is, I think, a much better rematch than what we had in the first matchup, right? Last year, the Houston Texans weren't a good team. And Deshaun Watson played so horrible. There was just nothing to be excited about. It was over in the first half. This year, it's different. Now, after what seems like a full season with the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson should be there. At this point in the season, we should be expecting to see little emergencies from CJ Stroud and this Houston Texans offense and this team. This is going to be a great game. The crowd is going to be there. And I think this is a win for the Houston Texans.
Fully agree.
Yes.
I think the Houston Texans are getting a dub here against the Browns. You need it,
You
and
need this win.
this team needs it in terms of draft value
Mm.
because you have the Browns' first round pick. If there's any game you really, really need to win, when you're looking at it with a third eye open, you got to beat the Browns. You have to. Personally, yeah, the old Deshaun stuff, that's cool and whatnot. I understand that's still looming for the fan base. I get that. I
Mm.
don't care about it as much anymore. I really don't. It is what it is with him. But you need this win in terms of draft positioning. Okay, if the Browns only get 6 wins this year, and you created one of those 11 wins, hell yeah, that's what you need. Texans get this dub here. I really do believe that.
And as Max said, yo, I love both these dudes and the streaming together. Max, me and Harley go way back. We were teammates. We were opponents. Now here we are, 6, 7 years later, talking about this Houston Texans team. We are H-Town till we drown. After the Browns, we talked about Tennessee. That is another win. Last game of the season against the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. So when I look at the Colts, we had us splitting against the Jags, already beating them in week 2, winning against the Titans.
Go ahead and do
I
it.
look at it like this.
Go ahead and do it.
You are 5. Let's see,
Nope.
5-4 after the bye week.
We're
So
9 wins.
3-3 is what I had, I think, or is it 9 wins?
We're at 9 wins right now. Last game of the season, does D'Amico Ryans get double-digit wins in his first season as a Houston Texans head coach? And I think this game is at Indy.
Yes, it is.
Now,
Which is hilarious.
this is a moment where I think it is going to be the Colts who are going to try to lose this game instead of the Houston Texans.
We're going to have a full circle Houston sports moment.
Go. When I tried to do this, you said you didn't want to.
We're going to have a full circle Houston sports moment.
Go ahead.
And this is how it's going to go down because we're Houston sports fans. And like I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, there's a lot of pain when it comes to Houston, Astros, Rockets, Texans, and everything else encompassing. There's going to be playoff implications on the line here. If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're out. The
Put in
Houston
Davis
Texans
Mills.
are going to lose against the Indianapolis Colts. Why? Why? Because last year you won against the Indianapolis Colts week 18 when you should have lost. This is the game you should have won, and you're going to end up losing. The script is already here. I have it. I got it written down. Damn it, the Texans, we have the script already. That's how it's going to end. A game that you need to win, you're going to end up losing. And last year, a game you should have lost, you ended up winning. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. Sadly, that's how the NFL gods are going to poo-poo on the Houston Texans. But when you fully look at it, you go 9-8 to end of the year. Yes, it's in heartbreak because you could have been in the playoffs, but you don't. The Jaguars end up taking the division this year. Texans fall in second place and do not get into the division. Do not get into the playoffs. Excuse me. It's right. It makes the most sense as a Houston sports fan.
I would agree with you, buddy. I think that if you make the playoffs this year, then we're not living in the actual world. We're somehow in a simulated simulation where the Houston Texans go from worst to first, but we've seen it happen. However,
It's true.
9-8, bro. Once here's my mindset for the for next season. If you are over 500, you are considered a win.
Yes.
I
God dang it, Harley.
and
Yep.
here's the thing. Yeah, bro. That kind of broke my heart at the end, right? You go on a damn 3-game winning streak, winning you're in, and AR-15 screws the Houston Texans. That would absolutely hurt
You're
my
gonna have.
heart, but
Oh man.
I feel like this will be Rocky 1. We almost get there. I mean, yeah, we do win, but we don't get the gold, right? I mean, actually, we do get the gold, but the year 2 we convince it. I think, man, fuck Harley. This sucks, dude. I would
That's how.
I like I'm trying to wrap my head how would I feel about losing a win if you're in after the way this season goes. But we are Houston Texans fans, and if you go 9-8, I'm saying D'Amico Ryan needs to be head coach of the year. There might
Yes.
be some offensive and defensive rookie of the year awards that we have to give out there. And I think that the Houston Texans will be on the absolute right track.
Yeah, 9-8 is a good thing. It's a good
Mm.
thing. I understand. Hey, you don't make the playoffs. You don't make the playoffs. I'm not expecting playoffs.
No,
I'm
no
not.
one should. We should
Honestly,
be expecting 7 wins.
yeah, like I'm overcompensating a bit,
Yes.
because getting 9 wins, I'm looking at 6 or 7 wins. That's
Mm.
what I'm looking at. That's my ballpark range for the Texans. The floor would be 5 wins for me, and then the ceiling would be 9 wins. And the ceiling is not bad. If we got 9 wins, 9-8, the Miko's coach of the year. You got defensive rookie of the year, Will Anderson. You have a second place, third place offensive rookie of the year, and CJ Stroud. I'm not mad at that whatsoever. And when I fully take a look at it, yeah, winning in, you lose and you're out the playoffs. But we went through a heartbreak in last year and losing and winning week 18. And we immediately went away from that heartbreak and ended up with one of the best off seasons in Texans history on paper.
Mm.
So now you go through another heartbreak week 18. Should we expect some of the same results in the offseason? Should we expect another good offseason for the Houston Texans? Because it's nothing but up from here right now. And if CJ Stroud performs to the way we hope that he can perform, you have a quarterback on a rookie contract. And now you can build a team around him, and you have the cap space to do it. And year 1, year 2, year 3, those are the years you want to be in prime position to be looking playoffs, championship game, and hopefully you're in the conversation for Super Bowl caliber team. You're hopeful that you're in that conversation. With a CJ Stroud, we all hope that he can enter us in that conversation.
No, 9-8, very good win. Harley, you hit it right on the head. This is how it should play out. Because I am saying floor, same thing, 5. Hopefully we ended around 7. I think everything is going right for this Houston Texans team. The only person who could screw it up is they themselves. And everything so far has shown that they are committed to turning their franchise around, and they've done a great job at it. Before we end this stream, Harley, 65 people in here. Shout out to everyone. Yes, we also got the schedule, but the Houston Texans also dropped the numbers for the rookies. CJ Stroud, number 7. He had to give, Kaimi Fairbairn 10 to 15K, in my opinion. Will Anderson Jr., number 51. That's going to have to grow on me. I would have loved a either single-digit number or one in the 90s. Juice Scruggs, number 70.
Fuck with it.
Tank Dell, number 13. CJ Stroud to Tank Dell, 713. I love that. HOU till we drown. Give me that.
Oh, yeah, that gets me excited. The marketability right there. The Houston Texans, there's no way they didn't do that on purpose. There is no way.
No.
You can't tell me that. that they are hoping that the future partnership between CJ Stroud and Tank Dell ends up making them revenue into shirts, into 713 day,
This is
into
your
all kinds of things.
QB1, wide receiver one in the future.
Like that's what you're hoping for.
Yes.
You're hoping with 7-13, this ends up being the home run, rock and roll, touchdown Texans kind of marketability that you want. This is who is it? Greg Grissom is the one that's ahead of the sales and everything. Yeah, he's got the money bags right now in his eyes, and they're boop boop boop. Yeah, he's hyped about the future of what this can be.
Dylan Horton 92.
Mhm.
Henry Tua with an ugly 39. I don't know why anyone wants to wear 39.
39. That was
James
weird.
Patterson 68.
Yeah.
Xavier Hutchinson 19. I like that.
Okay.
And to finish it off, Hill is going to be wearing number 36.
Oof.
Another ugly number.
No more Simone Biles.
No more Jonathan Owens. Yeah, shout out to him. What's going to
Shout
happen
out.
there?
I love Jonathan Owens. I did like him. I would have liked to keep him as a death piece, but whatever.
Bro, he spent 4 years now making the 53, making his fifth year. I mean, he's a good backup. I wouldn't mind,
Yeah.
Jonathan Owens being here for a number of years. How do you feel about the Astros? Christopher asked before we go. I'm not about to be worried yet because you're talking to the two-time. Once Altuve comes back, once whatever the hell Michael Brantley going through comes back, I think this Astros team is going to be back on it. How do you feel about the Astros, Harley?
At the moment, I am not worried.
No.
I know a lot about the Astros. I have a lot of people that I talk to with the Astros. I can toot my own horn when I talk Astros. I'm more of a baseball guy than anything. Which I grew up playing baseball a lot,
Join my softball league, man.
Look, man, I'm not good. I didn't say I was good at it.
We didn't win a game.
Doesn't matter, man. I don't know. But look, I make plenty of Astros vids. Does anybody wants to check them out? I just had 2 videos of where the Houston Astros, they have a lot of injury rows across the starting pitching right now. 2 guys that you can. Yeah, Luis Garcia is out for Tommy John surgery, out for the year. Jose Urquidy is on the IL, and he's going to be out for a little while. Hopefully returns around All-Star break. That's what Dana Brown mentioned. 2 guys that you want to look at, both from the same team, Chicago White Sox. They have Lucas Giolito and Dylan Cease. Those are 2 guys that the Houston Astros are going to be keeping their eyes on, keeping their ears perked. Detroit Tigers have a guy in Eduardo Rodriguez. Really good year so far with them. 1.52 ERA. He's doing amazing things for them, and he's a starting pitcher. Wouldn't mind the Astros taking a look into that either. Forrest Whitley is someone that I know personally the Houston Astros are keeping their tabs on Forrest Whitley, and they're keeping an eye on him. I know that personally. But will it happen soon? Not at the moment.
I've been hearing Forrest Whitley since I was in high school, bro.
Yeah, look, I love Forrest Whitley, and there's a reason why they haven't given up on him. It's because he has an immense amount of talent. Regardless of the PEDs, the injuries, they've never gotten rid of him because, yes, he is stupid talented. He's had some really good games in the minor leagues. They had him everyone was like, oh, they're going to call him up because he got scratched. He got scratched because he's actually dealing with some just a small little knick-knack injury for him. That's why he got scratched. It's not good to hear. But Forrest Whitley has some immense stuff. He can come to the Houston Astros. I would expect him in a long relief role. I wouldn't expect it in a starting pitching role. They're stretching out Blanco right now, who they just sent down to become a starting pitcher for them. So there's a lot of possibilities with the Astros. But at the end of the day, this team, like you said, is a two-time World Series champs. They've been to the ALCS 6 straight years. They've been to the World Series 4 out of them 6 years. Okay, they are battle-tested. Jose Altuve will be back. Michael Brantley, regardless of the setback and the scare he gave me because I was hearing retirement, and that's not what I wanted to hear. He will be back sometime during this year. Lance McCullers Jr. is already throwing off a mound. I can sit here and talk Astros all damn day because I love them so much. but the Houston Astros will be fine.
Mm.
I think they will be fine. I'm not gonna. They haven't given me nothing from their previous years to worry me. I have no problem with it. Astros will be fine. They still be in the playoffs, and it's always going to come through Houston until someone beats us. It will always come through Houston.
Yeah, let's not forget we swept our division.
Woo.
We swept our entire we swept everyone. I am excited for these Astros. When you have two rings on your finger, two of them in the past 6-7 years,
6.
you don't worry about a team like the Houston Astros.
No.
When you're a team like the Texans, you worry about stuff like that because winning is not something that they're used to. I am Ruben Calvillo. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in 713 Houston Sportcast. That is my boy Harley as he brings out something special. Oh, he's bringing out the boombox. I thought he was bringing out the helmet. Harley, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on @thelead_HOU on Twitter. You could also type that into YouTube, and my YouTube channel will come up. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So at the moment, man, a lot of subscribers coming in. I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing. It's been hectic. Dropping about 4 videos a day, 2 of them, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, 2 shorts. It's been insane. Lack of sleep has came in, but I'm still trying to push content. We're done with the live. I'm going to push a video right now about the Texans schedule and my reactions to that. So if anybody wants to watch that, hopefully that's posted by 9:30. So yeah, I'm just doing my thing, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Also, man, Deadshred says, how are the Rockets doing? We are not allowed to talk about the Rockets.
Guys,
you
get
can
mad
find
when we
me
talk
on
about
YouTube. Just type in 713 Houston Sportcast. Follow me on Twitter at 713 HSP. When it comes to Instagram, I started doing it. 713 Houston Sports. Follow me on there. You know, I tend to be active.
TikTok for me.
Yeah, TikTok is good too. Shout out to Big City Caps. A lot of y'all ask me where I get the fitteds at. Big
It's
City
nice, bro.
Caps in Alameda. There's one at La Playas Mall by Harwin. There's one in Sharpstown as well. If you also go to Alameda, look up Exclusive Elements, my boy's Justin. And that's not his plug. It's just I love my fitteds. Go H-Town. We are H-Town till we drown.